Now, continuing again. Last time, local syndicate was made into non-syndicate. Non-dicate. So, what's going on? Still jobs doing.
Carl! You're a fucking hero down in LS. I just spoke to my cousin.
Not with my people, I ain't. Shit's still fucked up. Man, I got homies I used to run with that turn their back on over this.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do, huh?
Fucking Ryder, man. That was my homie. And I killed him.
Fucking midget deserved it, eh? Little asshole tried to bang your sister, you know that?
No. For real? Shit. Maybe you right then, man.
Cheer the fuck up! You're going soft on me, man. You did something good, eh?
Yes, you did. But this isn't over yet.
What you mean?
Well, your former friends have a factory. And the way I see it, if you take that out, you will have put them out of business for good.
Yeah.
CJ,
Who is this?
I work for Woozy. He told me to call you.
Alright, what's up?
I'm rigging a car with explosives so you can take out the crack factory. Drop around the garage downtown.
Cool. I'll be at you in a minute.
So, now the job is simple. Get the... Go and fetch the truck full of explosives and deliver it to the factory making crack cocaine, which is lovely, which is really nasty stuff. Although once you use the funny word variation of crack cocaine, it becomes funny. Although it's still nasty stuff. Cocaine itself is quite interesting drug with interesting history. Mostly violent history. But also quite interesting. It's got weird chemical properties. But little trip done.
Hey man, is it ready?
She's all set. Get in. She's packing
Yep.
enough to take out that crack lab. I've wired in a delay timer to give you time to get out.
Cool, good luck.
Oh yeah, and it doesn't like bumps. So it is very prudent to be careful. So I'm not gonna arm it either right away. Time delay, and of course somebody, if there would be a evil plot going on to get rid of CJ, they would have made the time delay into ridiculously short, as in maybe 1 second. But as it seems, nobody is pulling off that kind of plan. Mostly because they would see that these gangsters would not be going that kind of plan. But out of original 4 Grove Street homies which started the game, Ryder, Sweet, CJ and Big Smoke. Big Smoke has become a vicious asshole, criminal. Well, he was, but now he's a really nasty, vicious asshole criminal. Ryder is dead and Sweet's in prison. Yeah, that works.
Blast the moron! Open the gate!
And somebody stole T-Bone's clothes. Although this kind of aggressive tactic isn't something what I would have, you could say, much expected. But they make crack cocaine in this place. So where are the chemical containers?
Who the fuck are you?
I'm the guy who's driving a car in a crack cocaine factory. And those people would be very wise if they would be running away. Yep, I got out, and now it says goodbye crack cocaine factory. Sometimes it's better to just think outside the box and go over the wall and leave that way. That mission went off very smoothly. I barely got any damage. Didn't have to retry anything because of some unremembered technical hiccup or anything like that. I just went in, parked the car, went out, and I even managed to avoid the big massive runaway firefight by just via method of take it carefully and just walk away with a climb over the wall and jump over the fence. That kind of little shortcuts and tricks always please my mind when they are pulled off with success, especially when it's something don't remember. But got a quite big money, and it was end to a quite big storyline mission. Quite interesting that after a big, you could say, action climax. Ah, and a phone call. What's this?
Speak on it.
This is a friend of yours. I've got some information relating to your brother. Come to my ranch and I'll explain. It's in Tierra Robotic, across the Garber Bridge, head south.
Who the fuck is this?
I can't talk right now. Get your ass over here.
Mom's always told me not to talk to strangers.
And look what happened to the bitch. Now, if you want your brother to go to sleep tonight with his tongue intact, get your ass over here. Goodbye.
Well, that is, I would say, quite rude system. But there were some, I would say, familiar phrasings of the word, of words. But that is also a sign that when you look at the map, the northern half of San Andreas is opening. So let's just save the progress, and actually I'm gonna skip over the drive distance over there because there's no events happening over there. It took a nice little casual drive, and here's this nice looking place.
Carl, darling, welcome.
So fucking welcome, man. What you know about my family?
Now first we need to see what you're made of.
What it look like I'm made of? Pudding?
No, anger and hate. That's what I like about you. Hey, there's a truck in the garage. I say we take it for a spin.
Here's the deal. This is all about speed and commitment. You got GPS in the cab. Get to each set of the map coordinates as quick as you can. Make it to all the coordinates, then get the truck back here, lose the truck, and you fail.
First, what's the GPS? Second, fail what? And third, who the fuck are you?
Sorry. Need to know basis only. Oh, one more thing. This baby's got four-wheel steering instead of a handbrake. Good luck.
Yep, it's a race mission, but this time with a monster truck, and there's nobody else to follow chase, and there's a quite big number of these checkpoints, so being fast is quite necessary. And no, the little gimmicky extra thing of four-wheel steering isn't that necessary. Although it gives you a real nice and slippery movements if you want to, but I would say, because there has never been anything even remotely needing something like that. There's no really much of, you could say, point to make use of it. And of course, because of it's a monster truck, it has very springy suspension, meaning it's gonna be bouncing up and down a lot. Boing, 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 boing. But generally, you could say that this is it's a race, but off-road race against all kinds of pointless obstacles. Take turn. And of course these little hills which may lead to jumps have to be navigated with careful, because if you don't navigate them carefully you may just run off over the cliff, and that would make it then crash you back, force you to go back, waste time, and there was a you could say ghost town, which tend to be actually quite common in America, mostly because of boom towns of 1800s from 1800s to, well, boom towns from 1800s mostly to mine all kinds of small mining things, and some of them have been restored, some of them actually, hell, I know, checked about knew about the guy who in real life has bought to own one of them and intends to make use of it as some sort of historical tourism attraction, and it has a mine as well, which still has silver ore in it, but it is quite low quality in today's standards, so that's why it would not be basically worth mining, but it would still might be good enough quality for tourists who might want to real piece of ghost town silver ore. I don't think that there's nowadays that bad gold ore that it's not worth mining, at least by sufficiently stubborn artisan with assuming has enough monetary resources to actually, you could say, earn or invest into mining. Mining is expensive stuff. It may not always be profitable enough for one man to just mine by himself. There are ores and things which need to be mined in big industrial scale for it to be profitable. Mostly in matters of low quality, low important stuff like copper and lead ores, maybe even iron ore, but copper and lead ores, tin ores, and of course all these little quarryable rocks like limestone and all that. They all are stuff that you mine them. And I've taken this mission very carefully instead of fast and furious. Yeah, I've watched those movies. I don't think they're particularly entertaining. They get stale quite fast, and the characters tend to be very boring. And the suspension of disbelief, which is important to enjoy specific kinds of stories, just doesn't help me that far. At least in those movies. But I do admit that they have good action sequences. Alright.
Pretty good for a ghetto boy. Boss will be in touch.
Well, that was quite clear. Or better say unclear. And there's a phone call.
Who the fuck is this?
Son, get back to the ranch, and I'll explain everything. And I mean everything.
Can't you just tell me now? I guess not.
Oh, looks like I have to get back to the same place I already were. So let's just go back to the same place I already were. Why he just couldn't stay here waiting, I don't know. But maybe he was.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, what the fuck, man? Hey, Torino, I told you my bad, man. What the hell can I say? I screwed you over.
Calm down, kid.
Just go ahead and kill me then.
Calm down.
Man, you ain't nothing but a fucking yayo dealer anyway, Torino.
Shut up and sit down. What, you think I'm a drug dealer? And you think you're a crusader for good? Do you have any idea what's going on? Any idea whatsoever? Do you? Do you?
Nah, I pay as little attention to things as
Do
possible.
not be a fucking smartass with me. I work for a government agency. It is not important which one. I will try not to confuse you. Yes, when we last met, I was involved in battling threats in Latin America by any means necessary. That does not make me a drug dealer. Now, the money that we raised, the friends that we won over, have helped us immeasurably in our overseas interests.
Government agency?
Kids like you expect heroes. We're fighting a war out there. I'll be a hero and I'll lose. And what do we have? Communism in Ohio. People sharing. Nobody buying stuff. That kind of bullshit. So relax and listen.
All right, I'm listening.
I know what kind of guy you are. I need a guy like you to do things I can't get caught doing.
Like what?
I need you to commandeer a truck. A rival agency with a confused social agenda. They got things that we need. Now this is a two-man job. You'll need a friend. Use your sister's boyfriend, but don't tell him a thing. Remember, I'll be watching you.
So, Mike Torino survived helicopter case, most likely by method of not being in the helicopter when it went off.
CJ.
Yeah, you sure did. How you know I needed help?
Man, you losing it, Holmes. You phoned me a half hour ago.
I did? I mean, oh yeah, I did. Sorry, man, I got a whole lot on my mind.
Trying to start something, eh?
8 years ago. Kids, please.
We need to jack a truck on the freeway. It's headed to San Fierro.
Alright, but now, noticing that Mike Torino is voiced by a great American actor, although not perhaps the most successful one, James Woods, who has quite distinct, fast and pace talking. He's got a recognizable way of talking. He was basically too good character actor to just waste most likely too big name actor to waste on just a little bit part bad guy. So they gave him a bigger, wider role, and he's already proven to be quite good. You can see that he's quite ruthless guy, but you can also hear that he's funny. There's jokes, and over to say there's comedy in him. And now this makes a bit difficult maneuvering because I have to.
Match the truck speed. What do you think? One Mexican jumping being closer.
Ah, he got it. Action stunts. Well, Caesar got the car, or say he got the truck, got rid of the driver. So now I have to take the rig and deliver it. And it's that big that I can't really just...
Okay, CJ, let's get this rig back to the garage.
And it's that kind of a big thing that it's really inconvenient to just try to back up. And I'm really unfamiliar with the physics, how these kind of big containers behave once you try to, when they are being backed up. Oh, and yeah, that was the driver. He's quite in poor shape. But this mission is more about all about driving and quite introductory about jobs for Mike Torino, who is, well, not the most likable person, or the most, you could say, well, he's not the most likable, nor is he not the most, you could say, legitimate thing that, yeah, government agencies stealing resources from each other. That's not right. Things shouldn't be like that. Government agencies should be sharing the info they have or need. Where do I need to deliver it? Oh, damn it! I had to deliver it to the garage, so I drove the wrong direction. Oh, better say I drove past the proper direction. Well, no matter. No time limit. No time limit. No enemies chasing me with motorcycles and guns shooting at the container, which is very finicky about being shot at, and would most likely then would leave a big trace of burning gasoline or whatever stuff, chemicals there are in it.
Do I get an apology?
Yeah, about big tanker trucks, I always remember the James Bond film License to Kill, in which the main bad guy has a scheme, not that he's developed one, which he has developed, of using big tanker trucks and cocaine mixed into fuel in them as means of smuggling. And of course, in stories like these, the rigs like that would definitely not contain whatever reads in the cargo container. Although most likely it would not be anything explosive like nitroglycerin, because hey, you want to get the truck where you need it. You don't want it exploding on the way. So, answering the phone.
Here. Now. Don't screw around.
What an asshole.
Oh yeah, he is quite much of an asshole. But I guess I have to go there again. And here it is once again. Got through the drive and save progress.
Roger that, big monkey. I got a 13-6 fat vulture. Need to acquire a drowning baby. Over. But in 15 by the fat moon. Break your heart. Over and out. Carl, I need you to do me a favor.
Yeah, I'll do you a proper injury, man. What you knowing about my brother?
Relax. He's in prison upstate. D-Wing, cell 13. To the left, I got a child killer who wants to rip his throat out. To the right of him, I got a white supremacist who wants to eat his heart. Precise? Now don't worry. Tenpenny and Pulaski are really relatively benign, unless, of course, you're a family member of Officer Pendlebury, whom they shot when he threatened to expose them, but you do know all about that.
Damn. Hey, man, how you know all this stuff, man? And won't you stop it?
You just don't understand, do you, kid? Look, it's all white knights and heroes. We have to make decisions, kid. You know, I try to set bad people on other bad people, and sometimes I let good guys die. He's your brother, but to me, he's just collateral. It's a very delicate decision. Over here, you got all the scumbags inside the country, And over here you got all the scumbags outside the country. And me and my colleagues, we're the fucking pivot. Keep the government in work. Which reminds me, come here, okay? I need you to head over here in the buggy outside. Okay? Okay, let off a flare. We got some precious cargo needs collected.
Hey, hold up. What about my brother and all that shit you was talking about?
Hey, don't worry. Sweet's just fine. He gets touched. A prison guard goes home and finds that his wife and kid have been murdered. Everything's under control. We'll talk later. Now, come on, get out of here.
Oh yeah, Torino is obviously quite capable of pulling some big strings. And although some things he may says about, yeah, let's get the bad guys fight against each other, but he's not saying that he's a pivot. He's more like a waste on a pivot. And there's a pivot, or we say there's a scale, a pivot, which is of course a board on a pivot, but he would be more like a waste, moving about, yanking it across all the line. Because if government, at least in Grand Theft Auto games, is basically as incompetent and also corrupt as it is shown, it would more likely create its own problems in addition to those that occur, you could say, naturally, which would be very, very, very bad thing. Because, well, then there would be something that, why there's a huge crime wave, because government officials are higher than you want it to be here. So, and then the local police officers or one thing would have to deal with a Colombian gangster shooting up Japanese gangsters in the streets with high-powered weaponry. Police don't match with their minuscule budgets or small budgets, which would of course be kind of inconvenient for the people in that city then. But I just had to drive this little buggy on the desert area to see what's going on in here.
Jesus, what took you?
Torino, where you at?
Miles away. No time for niceties, kid. Choose a vehicle, grab the equipment I've provided, get to that drop zone, and wait for that package.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of different vehicles. Well, I think I'm gonna take the Sanchez bike. I just like it. You can do big long wheelies with it, and it generally feels to control real nice and smoothly. And now, so yeah, now I drive up this little mountain range, and of course it would have all these ridges. I think that's the word. Making it so that, yep, drive too fast towards them and you're gonna be blasting off, deep off into away from anywhere. And that, if anything, is a place that, yep, this is a jump. You will like it.
That's our cargo arriving now.
Jesus, will you stop doing that?
Hold up! Shit, pilot says he's got trouble. 2 agency choppers coming in on an intercept. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Shoot them down! Protect the cargo at all costs.
Alright, where's the bad guy? And another helicopter goes down. And another with guys splattering to the ground as well. Even more. Well, the helicopter makers in Grand Theft Auto and airplane makers, all those kind of things, they got a lot of work to building all these. Yeah, we got this helicopter pilot. Yeah, it was blown to hell. Oh, there's a boneyard where it seems to be they would drop a cargo. And there's alright, where's the motorcycle?
You really want this to get messy, huh? You like
Oh, there it is.
uniform, huh?
And now as I have to take a look of the map. It's over there, quite a distance away. But what can you do? You just have to drive with two wanted stars, which is not that bad. Well, it is quite bad, but it is not that bad. It could be worse. Especially when you can use the motorcycle. As risky as motorcycles are for the purpose of you getting bumped and then thrown off your course and off your bike, and then you have to catch it off and you take a hit and all that kind of really unpleasant things. The sheer maneuverability, especially with this off-road motorcycle, makes it quite handy in evading police. Practically only way police can catch you is with air vehicles or off-road vehicles. Of course police do have them. Four by four Range Rovers or whatever they might be in Grand Theft Auto. But here it is, some sort of... Got rid of one.
Okay, get the package back to Las Brujas.
Where are you? You giving me the heebie-jeebies, man.
Carl, I will always be watching, or listening, or both.
And I already got rid of one wanted star, so it's time to go and... Las Brujas. Bruja, if I remember right, is actually a Spanish word and means witch. So it's something like a place of witches or witches location. I don't really know how they decide the names of these locations, but Las Brujas means witches in Spanish. I think so. Not certain is it exactly like that, but that's what I know. But that's an informed guess, you could say. An informed guess is better than just making it up guess. Or guessing on random chance. So now it's days. Did a job quite effectively. But there doesn't seem to be any other works to be done. So I guess I have to break the recording again once new missions open up some way. And still, once again here, Torino is real busy about keeping people running.
This history, it's all lies. It's says Hitler killed himself, and then we nuked Japan. And people believe this shit. Jeez. Well, if it makes them sleep better at night, I guess.
Hey, man, what did you want? Is you gonna free my brother?
No, not now. And here's a little newsflash. I said that to get you to do something for me.
Man, you real fucked up.
But the shocker is, we are gonna look after him. Because I need him alive as much as you do.
Oh, thanks.
You know, after what you've done for me, it's like you're a pro now. I got double agents in Panama. I want to put a price on your head. A Russian spy, little fat Boris-looking guy. He's asking for clearance to interrogate you. Russian style. Calipers on the genitals. Feels good. You like it.
That ain't nothing cool, man. Just leave me alone. You bad news.
Don't worry about it. The Russians got bigger things to worry about than your genitals, believe me. The whole country went to shit. You know, we tried hard to put a lid on it, but that idiot Gorbachev with his little strawberry in his forehead, he gave away the crown jewels. Still, they got their, you know, their boy in the White House. That was nice.
So? What you want me to do?
Now listen, I need you to buy me some property, okay? Shouldn't cost that much. You offer them $1. If they give you a hard time, kill them. I'm gonna need you to start doing some real wet work here for me soon, okay? Enough of this little girl shit. Get out of here. Come on, eat it.
Oh, so it's a matter of, well, he gave us a acquisition mission, which is to say, go and buy. That's a property piece. You're gonna have to buy it. And it's gonna give the chance to hear some real funny dialogue. But I'm just gonna go to first drive it to there and see do I have enough dough to actually do that purchase, because the guy, whoever owns it, is not buying it for $1. And you know, killing of the owner is usually quite a bad way of acquiring businesses. Usually, of course, depends on place where they are, places and people and countries and laws and all that. But I would say that usually killing off the owner is quite bad way of getting the ownership of business. Usually I would say that if some drug lord would want to get some business for whatever nefarious purpose is, it would be more efficient to just, if they would already have big amounts of drug money, to just buy it off right from the buyer, because, well, once you give you a big enough offer, the guy will sell and will not ask any more questions like what you're gonna use this business for. They're just gonna sell it right away. At least that's my view of humanity, that give enough offer, big enough offer, and every business is sale. It doesn't matter how unscrupulous the new buyer or owner would appear to be. Of course, if somebody would go and buy already established business, then there would be the big issue of having to actually know how to manage and run the business, because just buying the business and deciding that, yeah, we're quitting the business just because we want to use it as a front doesn't really work. I think that taxman might notice a big thing that, yeah, this barbershop is never open, but according to accounts, accounts and taxes it pays, it should be constantly having a new customers in there, even though it's never open. So it's a really wonky thing, but looks like I have enough money to buy it. So let's just, of course, make use of first thing by just saving it. And leave, of course, then just leaving the place and seeing what's going on. Oh, that looks like some sort of mission.
Well, Carl, so what do you think of our new base of operations?
It's missing something. Maybe a tennis court and a pool would help motivate me better.
Very nice girl, very cute. So listen, now, you're gonna have to learn how to fly.
No, I ain't.
Yes, actually you are. I set out a series of tests for you. You can access them on that TV. You're gonna have to prove to me that you can fly if you're gonna continue working towards your brother's freedom.
Shit, whatever, man.
Very nice.
Yep, the flying school. Now this would be something that, well, it's the tutorial part that, yeah, learn to fly. It starts with quite simple enough exercises. And it really looks like the planes really don't want to keep the height. They seem to... They seem to want to switch and swing around. Well, that was one mission. Oh yeah, get 70% or more. Yeah, landing the plane, quite simple mission. But let's leave and see what kind of ramblings might be going on. Actually, I'm not hearing it yet. But if you don't pass these flying lessons, there'll be some hilarious phone calls. But so let's just save and possibly hear them at the next episode. There was quite lots of progress done in this one. See ya!